Hello, babies. This is your weekly reading. This is Down to Earth Divinity. My name is Cecily. I'm an intuitive spiritual counselor. And happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. I'm going to go do something a little different during this reading. This is the Galactic Heritage Cards by Lissa Royal Holt. And this first card today is fluidity. And what each of these cards represent are related to the karmic lessons that each of these galactic races had to learn, go through, pass through, and come out the other side of in order to connect with us and assist us in our evolution as a species on this planet. And this card relates to fluidity and the Andromedans, as shared by this deck. And oftentimes I refer to divine order and divine timing, and that is very much what this card represents, is flow. Fluidity, aka flow. So as I always coach and share in my readings, that this is all about, this journey on this planet is all about flow. And that's, as a species, where we're headed to more and more and more, is our own ability to adapt, overcome, to have a clear intention, but to let go of the outcome, to know that a problem can be solved without your need to control what the solution is or when the solution presents itself. There was a quote this week that was really powerful for me, and I definitely feel like it is pertinent for this reading for you. And it is about problems, solving problems. And the quote was related to the pagan community, but it's pertinent for everyone. And and I'm paraphrasing here, but what it says is, I do not solve problems, I shift and change the energy as it relates to my perception of the problem, and the problem solves itself. And that is how I choose to live my life. I'm not saying it's not challenging. It is challenging, because we've been taught since we were very little that we needed to be in control, and we're not in control. And that's a very common theme so far amongst our readings, is the releasing of control. And it's really important, because I think as a species, it doesn't appear in the world as if this is the case. But that paradigm is dying out, friends. The paradigm of being in control of everything. It is a delusional paradigm, and it is no longer working. It never really did. The next card is Devotion to Service. It is a Pleiadian card. And this card is connected to the present. This card relates to clarifying your intention, not what you do, but how you do it. So, as is quoted from the Galactic Heritage Guide, what your intention throughout your day, is it to serve the highest and the greatest good, or is it to appear a certain way, to be in control? And no judgment surrounding, any of those things. But having a clear intention about who you are and what you want to bring to the experience of other people into this planet is really important for your own spirit. Um, and it's kind of a beautiful way that this guide, the Galactic Heritage Cards Guide, puts it is, smiling at somebody on the street can be a form of service. It doesn't have to be, anything more complicated than that. Being kind to everyone throughout your day or your week or to yourself, equally as importantly, is a form of service. And to those who are not yet on their path or trying to find their path, you will. But this is a call to pay attention to opportunities to do so, to find your path, or to find what inspires you, or to find how you want to be of service, or to find avenues in which to share your gifts. This card is number 70, Complete Surrender. It's a Lyran card, and it points to the future. Very much connected to the Fluidity card. And as always, I always recommend Tosha Silver's book, Outrageous Openness, Letting the Divine Take the Lead. She has multiple card decks herself. I'm actually looking forward to utilizing those in future readings for you all. But the Complete Surrender deck, again, it is all about flow. You may have something planned tomorrow or this week, and as my sister says, you may have to pivot. It's really important. Sometimes the universe is taking care of you when it blocks something. It's wonderful when something flows exactly the way that you felt and thought it would. But if something is blocked, especially if you have the intention to invoke divine order and divine will for yourself and for your life, as opposed to egoic control over whatever it is that the ego thinks that it has control over, which again is always a delusion. But complete surrender to that, complete surrender to something much larger than us that comes in and takes over, and that wants our highest and greatest good and wants the highest and greatest outcome for us. That's where it's at. That's where it's at, babies. Okay? And I know that there is a endless stream of fear and frankly toxicity that comes at us from all sides, from the media, from politics, from the world at large. A great deal of the time it could be coming at you from even closer to home, from the people around you, from your workplace. But please know that at your core all is well, and only wellness and love is intended for you by this universe, because you are love. And that's a fact. This card, 45, long-term goals. I love the colors in this card. This is a Syrian card. This is a past card. So this is about getting clear on what your long-term goals are. As far as like your creative projects, your family, your friends, your relationship. Keeping in mind again that we set the intention. We set the intention and we know it is done because we're giving it to a force greater than ourselves. Abraham Hicks calls it ask, believe, and receive. So you ask and then you believe. For me, the belief part is very much connected to self-care. Taking care of yourself, loving yourself, affirming yourself. Staving off as much negative energy and influences around you as you can. Staying informed, but not bombarding yourself all the time with a great deal of the upsetting news that again, we want to send compassion out and we want to take action in any way we feel inspired to, but we don't want to bombard ourselves and conduct psychological warfare on ourselves by exposing ourselves to news or social media, which can be very negative. People arguing online all day, every day. Just things like that. So getting outside, plenty of sleep, plenty of water, doing things that bring you joy and pleasure, being creative, and just affirming yourself. Mirror work is a really beautiful thing too. So whatever it is that brings you joy and whatever way you can, just taking care of yourself. So that, for me, is a huge part of the believing step that Abraham Hicks talks about. And then the receiving part is out of our hands. It will come as it comes. And if it doesn't come the way that we thought it was going to come, and we have no control over the timing either, then something even better will occur. Staying open, and also understanding and knowing that whatever your long-term goals are, you deserve the best. Next card, 61, creative communication, Syrian card, points to the present. So this card is related to speaking up, speaking your mind, speaking your truth, doing it kindly, doing it lovingly, not repressing anything. If you have to have a difficult conversation, have it. But be kind to yourself and to others. No one who really loves you and cares for you is going to want you to repress yourself and your truth. And yes, you do have to follow your own inner knowing about whether or not another person that you want to have a conversation with is going to be able to receive that. So you do have to follow your inner knowing and your inner guidance about the timing on those conversations. But you did not come forth with a throat chakra given to you by God and a mind, body, and spirit to stay silent when it's important to speak up for yourself or for others. So that's what this card is all about. So to review, keeping in mind divine order and in divine timing, flow, surrender, loving yourself to know that you deserve the manifestation, the fruition of your long-term goals, and being devoted to service to yourself and others by being clear about what your intention is. I'm so thankful to have been able to give you this reading today. This is Down to Earth Divinity. My name is Cecily. I'm an intuitive spiritual counselor. Again, happy Mother's Day to you and to yours, and to all who nurture and mother others. And much love to you.